Hello, Year 3. As we've reached the end of our humanities topic, we're going to go back and cover some RS work that we would have looked at this term. And this term during RS, we would have looked at different creation stories about how the world was created. And we'll begin by looking at the Christianity creation story today. And to do this, I'm going to read the Christianity creation story, and then I'll explain the activity that we will complete after. The beginning of the world. In the beginning, there was a great big darkness. It was a shifting, shapeless thing, like a dark and stormy sea. Then God spoke, and God's voice had to be obeyed. "Let there be light," said God. At once, the light came streaming through the darkness, clear and shining. "Wonderful," said God. "I shall call the light time day and the dark time night." Each day, God created something else, and that's why for our activity today, we have 7 boxes on this sheet where we'll fill in what God did on each day. And that was the Thursday, and I filled in mine already. I've written day 1, and then it says God created the day and the night. Now I'll continue to read the next days. On the next day, God spoke again. "Let there be a dome of blue to keep out the shifting, shapeless dark." At once it was done, and there was a space for a world under a huge blue sky. In this way, they too came to an end. On the 3rd day, God said, "Let the water under the sky gather in great pools with land between them." God called the land earth and the pools of water sea. God was pleased, and he spoke again. "Let the earth be covered with all kinds of plants." From the brown earth came pale green seedlings. They unfolded their leaves and grew in the shape and size God wanted. There were grasses and herbs, vegetables and trees, flowers and fruits, and thousands and millions of seeds. As day 3 ended, God was very pleased with everything in the new made world. On day 4, God called in a voice that rang to the highest heaven, "Let there be lights in the sky, lights to show when it is day and when it is night, lights that change to mark the seasons of the year." God made the bright golden sun for daytime and the pale moon stars for the night time. God smiled as the sun sank below the world's horizon. On day 5, God made all kinds of creatures. In no time, the seas were filled with slippery fish and writhing octopuses, shy scuttling crabs, and astonishing anemones. Birds drifted in the clear blue sky. Others chattered and twittered and trilled and warbled in the tall green trees. Still more dipped low over the white waves. "This is wonderful," said God. "Listen, all the creatures, here is what you must do. Have many, many young. Make your homes everywhere in the world I have made for you." On day 6, God made all other different kinds of animals. There were goats and bears for the hills, otters and raccoons for the valleys, jaguars for the forests, and for the grasslands, elk and moose and deer and wildebeest. All the animals were different. Some were fierce and wild, some were gentle and tame. Others were too shy to step out of their hiding places. "And you too must have many young and fill the earth," said God. Then God made human beings, boys and girls, men and women. There was something about every human being that said, clearer than if it had been written, "Child of God." "My people," said God, "I want you to have many children and make the whole world your home. And listen, I'm putting you in charge of all that I have made. Take good care of it." In this way, the whole universe was made. It was great and majestic and strong. It was also gentle and lovely and good. On the 7th day, God stopped work. "Every 7th day must be a special day," said God. "It must be a day of rest for everything I have made. It must be set aside as a special day forevermore." So that's a Christian creation story. how Christians believe that the earth was created in 7 days. And what I would like you to do, as I explained at the start, is write down what God created or what happened on each day. If you can, write a short sentence about what happened on each day, and then add a small picture to illustrate what happened on each day. It may be helpful to go back through the video, and each time I mention a new day, you can pause the video and do that day, write the sentence, and then unpause the video and listen out for the next day. Then you can do it one day at a time. That might be a little bit easier than trying to remember everything that happened on every day. So you can always go back through the video and listen to me read the story and see if you can fill in what happened on each day. I will be available as well to ask any questions. Thank you for watching Year 3.